Here we go. Here we go.
Real time, real time, real time, real time, real time, real time, Prince Blue. Real time, real time, real time, real time, real time, real time, Prince Blue. Talk that, talk that, talk that, coach, coach, talk that, talk that, talk that, coach, coach, talking entertainment, talking entertainment. Look, we are not the same as you, not same. Look, we don't need a thing, just you, just make.
Hey, what is going on, everybody? What is up? It is Real Time with Prince Blue. New year, new me, whatever. Happy New Year's, everybody. I wasn't planning on coming back this soon, but things happen and I just had to speak on this. So we're going to get into a little bit of that, but first I want to say happy new year to everybody. I hope everybody that deserves a happy new year is doing well. I appreciate all the love and support. Everybody that's been asking me where I've been and all that good stuff. I appreciate it. Like I said, when people leave social media, just leave. Don't make no speech. If you ain't doing that, if people really fuck with you, they'll just contact you and be like, "Hey, what's going on?" So that's what people was doing, and I appreciate that. But for this episode, we have a very funny and emergency episode because unless you've been living under a rock or titties or whatever it is you've been living under, Joy Taylor has been in the news along with Skip Bayless, along with Emmanuel Acho, along with Charlie Dixon. It's just been a lot of shit. So I decided to bring up a podcast and talk about it because it was a lot of after all the jokes and all that shit has been put to bed and stuff like that. Of course, we've been beating it like a dead horse. Um, but it's some other underlying currents in this whole situation that I think people are ignoring and people really need to talk about. So I'm gonna talk about it and I'm gonna say what I need to say. But with this episode, of course, I had reinforcements. I got the trifecta family with me today. They're gonna come in and we gonna fight because that's what we do. We fight and then we hug it out, or just send very weird apologies to each other. But without further ado, I like to introduce the trifecta in one by one. First, I want to start with the homie AJ. There is my creative director, producer extraordinaire, the person, all these graphics, all these gizmos, that's him.
Not
So
gizmos.
if you like it, it's him. If you don't like it, it's still him. And then I want to bring in my big sister, quality control, the person who says you see all this extra HD and stuff like that. She told me the old computer wasn't going to work. So I had to get a new computer. She's responsible for that. She tells me when stuff is whack. She loves that word. So let's bring in Mama Keisha. Hello, Keisha. How are you?
Good
morning. It's been
So
a minute.
it has been a minute. Life has been lifing, but that's what
Lifing.
we do. We go through life as the trifecta, and we don't need to broadcasting and do all that bullshit. We just go through it, and then when we make time for social media, we make time for social media. So
We here.
we here.
Amen.
We here. So
Why am I at the
Hallelujah.
bottom?
Oh
oh
gosh.
God. What we gonna talk
It's
about
fine.
why women shouldn't be
It's
on the
fine.
bottom anymore or the
It's
top.
fine.
That's why we have this episode. I'm glad that's a great segue. That is a phenomenal segue. Now, for like I said, for those who've been living under rock or under titties or whatever it is that you live under, Joy Taylor, Skip Bayless, and Emmanuel Acho have been trending due to a recent civil lawsuit from and I want to get her name right. I want to get her name right from it's like a weird selling. It's Faraji.
Yes.
Yes. Mrs. Faraji. I'm gonna just call her Miss Faraji. Uh has sued FS1. Well, not FS1. She sued Fox Sports and Fox Sports Corporation in a lawsuit that she was sexually harassed, and she particularly used Miss Taylor because she said Miss Taylor, who's Joy Taylor, used her sexuality to get on a show and used her sexuality to get Miss Faraji fired. For those who don't know, Joy Taylor is a host. She was the moderator for Undisputed between Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless, and then she moved on to it was Speak First, when she was sandwiched between Emmanuel Acho and who cares who the other name is, but she was sandwiched in between. And then she moved on. Then when they did some reshuffling, she now is on a show. I think it's now just Speak. It's with Paul Pierce, Keyshawn Johnson, and a couple other people. So, and for those who don't also know, Joy Taylor is also the sister of Jason Taylor, former Dolphins and Jets defensive end. And she also has big cans.
Oh God.
And those cans
Wow.
have apparently
Wow.
been her rise to the top, has been her,
Oh,
you
man.
say, sauce.
Why? Why?
Why not? Why not?
Okay, continue.
Okay, thank you. So, with that being said, Joy Taylor has also been outspoken about how women have it hard in sports and women have it hard in sports media, and they have to be twice as good as the men just to be mediocre and to be disrespected in their job, and how she think it's wrong to think that all women, sleep their way to the top, blah blah blah. Here is, in light of all of this, and we're going to get into some of the readings. Here is Joy Taylor in a nutshell explaining how bad women have it in sports.
Wake up call, same time. How would I not know how hard it is to do the show I work on? You have to constantly reaffirm that you are good enough, that you belong there, and then always prove it. So I would just always say you got to do twice the work to get half the opportunity. But that, to me, the mentality I've always had on it is that just going to make me better. So that's why I'm excellent. Because I had to be. I couldn't be average. I couldn't be okay. I couldn't be late. I couldn't complain. I couldn't say no. Now I do.
Right.
Now that you heard that part, let me read you an excerpt from the lawsuit itself. It says, and I quote, In February 2020, Miss Taylor asked Miss Faraji to meet her for lunch in Beverly Hills. When Miss Faraji arrived, she found Miss Taylor with a man, Emmanuel Acho. Miss Faraji did not know Mr. Acho, but could tell that the two were romantically involved. A few months after meeting Mr. Acho at lunch, Miss Faraji noticed him in the hallway at work. Miss Faraji later asked Miss Taylor if Mr. Acho also worked at Fox. Miss Taylor confirmed and explained that she wanted Mr. Acho to eventually recommend her on the show Speak for Yourself. Miss Faraji became alarmed and warned Miss Taylor that she probably should not be sleeping with Mr. Dixon and Mr. Acho at the same time. Mr. Dixon is a Fox executive, a white Fox executive. Miss Dixon and Mr. Acho at the same time. Miss Dixon is a very powerful man that may become very angry. Miss Taylor told her not to worry about it. She explained that she was also now powerful, and once Mr. Dixon was no longer useful to her, she will follow through on her plan to tell the company that he forced himself on her. She will not allow herself to be forced out by Mr. Dixon like other women talent. Now, all of this is alleged. I feel like I have to say that alleged, because for some reason she's going to get all the benefit of the doubt. But everybody else, anybody with a penis is automatically guilty. So I'm going to do something that I've never done before in my life. I'm going to let a woman speak. Oh, shit. Inked. What do you think about that?
It's interesting that we only become women when it benefits us. So all the things that are being alleged and said, those things only become an issue when we're not getting our way. We've used our sexuality this entire time to get what we want. Many women have. That's why when you see a lot of women who say they don't want to be sexualized, they titties sitting up in their throat. When you see women who say, I don't want to be sexualized, but they got a skin tight dress on and it's short, and if you sneeze, we might see everything. Jesus. These are the women who don't want to be sexualized. And this is how you get this. So I always tell people, if you see a pretty woman, right, with a good looking guy, and they have a good job, someone will say they slept their way to the top. Not always do they do that, but I mean, allegedly. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't in the bedroom. I wasn't there. What I would like to see is lawsuits on their merits. You know, they just didn't like me. I did a good job. And I didn't get what I deserved, but they gave it to Paul because, you know, they felt like Paul was, I don't know, tall and white. Shit, who cares? But this whole situation is dumb, being honest. Stupid, waste of time. She's black though, right? That one chick, the new chick, Joy. She's black.
She's mixed.
Oh, she doesn't look black, but okay. But who does anymore? She's probably Cuban.
I don't know.
Because anybody can be black, so I'm just gonna put that out there. But yeah, so I do not care. I wear hoodies and baseball caps all the time, so everything I've ever gotten is on merit. And surely hell is not on my feminine ways because I lack those. And do you, boo? Go ahead, penises. You speak.
Oh my god.
AJ.
The big penis.
Oh, okay. So listen, put out the banquet, but no, you can't eat.
Yeah, that could go a lot of ways, but go ahead.
Because if you do, there's a whole. I mean, it's. I literally think of like even the garden, like you just don't do it. Let's just. I understand. I get it. We've all been in corporate America. We all know the one that tramps around showing all the stuff, you know, and you doing your best to just make eye contact and just keep it professional and try not to slip up or do nothing, just trying to act like it's kind of like when you work with a trans person. You got to do the pretend game and force your mind to say she when you know damn well what you're looking at. But
here,
you know, so but it's kind of like that. So and the fact that men still fall for this, because if you look at that Fox executive, what would the meme say? Just know that you're not ugly, you're broke.
Wow.
Because the only reason why that man got play is because of his title and his access to power and to be able to put that woman on.
Yeah.
And the I don't know if it's true, it's all in the law, but I wouldn't be surprised if she said, hey, you know, if something goes down, I'm accused this motherfucker harassment, you know, or something like that. I'm not surprised. People do this in corporate America all the time. They're famous, non-famous, don't care. The janitor, the head of maintenance, everybody is subject to something in those corporate environments. It's so tricky, just trying to dance around the HR rules and what you can and can't say. And you could simply just say good morning, your eye slip. Now you're sexually harassing somebody, but you put it out there. So again, just think of where you are. Think of all you have to lose should you mess this up. And I liked Jason Whitlock's take on it. I don't know if you're gonna play that, but his take on Skip Bayless in the lawsuit, and you know how you're trying to keep up with jocks, and you can't keep up with a Shannon Sharp. He's been Shannon Sharp for a long time, so Shannon Sharp
since high school
how to woo women. Shannon Sharp knows what a woman wants to hear, what she needs. He's gonna be in that makeup room even if he ain't got to be in there. He gonna be in there, you know, flirting with everybody, talking to everybody.
Make sure the suits is fitting,
right?
And make
and
sure he's clean.
You come the guy that ain't never got none on the regular, you know,
Bible thumper,
you know,
Wow.
not attractive, you know, just not that guy. Like you're standing next to Shannon Sharp. I mean, most people feel like a Tic Tac standing next to Shannon Sharp, and so here you are. You're not attractive. You're just old dude. No one, you know, whatever. You were never really an athlete. You're more of a journalist, which is fine. But now you're trying to compete in his world, like
oops.
The sports locker room. Oh no, you can't compete with that. So I could see this, like Jason Whitlock's like, I can see the stupid 1.5 million thing coming out of his mouth, you know, trying to challenge Shannon. and just as a joke, and then made a fool of himself, and now you gave it to a lawyer who's now going to twist it into whatever they want to twist it into to make it seem like you was harassing that woman when you probably was just competing with Shannon, and Shannon was like, go ahead, like, I ain't got to offer nothing, I'm Shannon Sharp, bitch.
The one thing I struggle with this whole thing is, though, but when men roll their eyes when they see this whole format of two men and the woman, the Beauty and the Beast format in sports, we've been complaining about this for a long time. This ain't a Jane Kennedy thing where we knew that was like a niche. It was like, wow, we've never seen this before. Jane Kennedy, wow, she's fine. But Jane Kennedy had her own little lane. If y'all don't know who Jane Kennedy is, look it up. She's the pioneer of this format. Cross it now, it's like you got to have two jocks and a woman. You have to have that. And if you look at any social media, anything trending about that show, they're never like, wow, Molly Carum is cooking, Joy Taylor is cooking. They're saying, what? Look at them titties.
Oh,
Damn, she looked good today. Yo, that's bae. And the ones that saying she knows sports, it's because they simps and they want to hit. Because let's be honest, a lot of you women out there, the reason why you're taking up for Joy and you're defending Joy is because you see yourself in a Joy Taylor. You know what she did. Y'all, this the thing. This is why I hate women. Y'all try to act like y'all don't have this. Y'all have the most powerful entity on earth. It's the intuition. That's the reason why women cannot be in a space and y'all not be able in 10 seconds to understand what you're dealing with. Okay. So you know what Joy is, but y'all defending her because you're putting yourself her. I got a question. Why are y'all putting Joy Taylor on a pedestal? Why not Pam Oliver? Why not Sage Steele? Why not Lisa Salters? Women that really pay attention to the craft and you know how I can tell Pam Oliver, I'm just gonna go out on a limb, has not done anything, because they put overrated Erin Andrews over Pam Oliver. I'm gonna let that sink in. What do you always hear people talking about when it comes to Pam Oliver? Her wigs. Is she okay? Is she drunk? Never mind you that Pam Oliver be giving real, authentic stuff during the game.
Well, that's why she looks the way she looks, because she's actually talking sports. So if you take a step back, right, and if you look at the women who actually know what they're talking about, they look busted. So they want to they want to distract from the fact that they know what they're talking about, right?
But hold on, Ink. Don't be a pick me. What's wrong with looking good and knowing what you're doing?
But you don't know. They don't know what they're doing.
Okay.
They don't. If listen. Okay. You see how I look right now, right? I had to roll out of bed and wash my face and brush my teeth to get here, right? I don't care. But if we want to, if we want to talk football, we can talk about it, right? So I understand the sport. I know the sport. You throw a flag. I know why the flag based on where it is on the field. When you look at the game, we all know that men are visual creatures, right? So what men want to see is beauty. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but let's not pretend that this drop dead gorgeous woman whose titties is sitting up in her chest, up in her neck, knows all about sports. No, what she knows is what she's been taught, right? What she knows is what she's heard. And no one's going to care if she says something corny because she looks amazing. So I will never take away from the fact that these women are visually appealing. They look great visually. But the reason why is because they don't really know. Like Pam, what do? I mean, we ourselves, we looking at Pam like, Pam, honey, what is going on? Like, you can pay a lot of money now. I know we could do better.
Right.
We know we could do better. I mean, you're looking like one of those cheap Lifetime movies. Like this is not working. Right. But she knows what she's talking about. She understands the game. She understands the sport. So they treat her almost like a guy. if you know what I mean, like it's like, well, shit, who cares? Just Pam's one of the guys, right? Just go out there and call the game. Whereas these other ones, it's like hair, makeup, wardrobe. Stand up, put on your 6-inch heels, and let's see from the top to the bottom. Pam is cut off at the waist. I mean, I don't think we've ever seen Pam's whole outfit. I don't think we've ever seen her shoes. But they zoomed in on that bad wig.
Mhm.
So that's just the reality. I mean, let's be real here. So the like again, like I said, if you don't want to be sexualized, put some clothes on, and don't be mad when men look at you. Men look at you in a paper bag. Now you're giving them everything. You're like, hi, here you go. Here's all your treats. Don't touch them though. Nope, don't touch it.
AJ, before you go real quick, I want to play a video and then I want you to be the first one to give your thoughts on this video. Here's Joy Taylor again explaining the game.
Can we just keep it a buck? If they're fine enough, if they're funny enough, or if their financial status is what you want. Fine, funny, fucking money. You're throwing all boundaries, standards, all that shit you talked on Instagram about how you would never, and this woman ain't because women this and men this, you're moving forward with this person.
Can I say she had lipo on her stomach?
Oh, absolutely. Go ahead, AJ.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
That's the truth right there. I mean, I like when people just say straight up what it is. You ain't, well, except, I'm tantalizing you so I could accuse you of harassment in the future. That's different, but if you're just here for a good time, just be there for a good time. It ain't nothing wrong with it. But it's the whole masking this and I'm so brilliant and I earned it. And there are beautiful women who've earned it. You just not one of them. And it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. You were literally plucked out of obscurity in Miami, moved to LA. You found yourselves in the right circles. You got with the right people who was able to put the microphone in your face and turn on the great lights and broadcast you to millions of people. Okay. Now, how you got there, that's your business. But don't sit up there talking like you were this Ivy League brilliant mind who the world just needed to hear. And all of these men were just around and saying, oh, yeah, it's not about her looks. Bitch, it was about your looks. And it's okay. It is okay. I don't get it. Use what you got. But when you get something that you didn't earn and people start to get at you, don't go on speak like you did yesterday wearing a nun costume.
Oh, that was the most clothes she's ever had on.
I said, wait, Joy got on clothes.
Them titties was not exposed. I don't care what y'all say. Get mad at me again. I'm gonna be on demon time this year with real time. Let's call a buck a buck. You have never seen Joy dressed like that before.
Ever.
What?
Them titties have always been out and accentuated because that was her number one asset.
What?
If you Twitter search Joy Taylor right now,
Let me do it.
Everything would be about her up top.
Hold on, let me look. Hold on.
Listen,
Joy.
breast augmentation is very painful.
She got the package.
So
How would you know?
If you're gonna go through all of that?
Well, here we go. Joy Taylor has the worst sports takes I've ever heard. How does she get on TV?
Well, that's all the time in the comment section.
Right.
Every time she gives a take, people in the comments flaming her.
So Joy Taylor was gonna come out and say he raped me, and y'all was gonna believe it. Like, this is wild. Like,
because listen to what I read to you. And she said her ace in the hole was to say that he forced him. The Fox executive forced himself upon her.
But
Allegedly.
this happens all the time. This is not exclusive to her. And
So
and I just don't understand. Men, think about what the fuck you have to lose.
Thank you.
And I get it. But I don't know. I've just always been clear with boundaries. Workplace is the workplace. Have fun somewhere else.
And oh, I'm sorry, AJ.
That's it.
I was going to say, what's funny? People was making fun of Jason Whitlock yesterday, and I get it. It's comedy because he but in that comedy was some truth where he said, I know what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I told myself, not today. It ain't gonna happen. Now, y'all can say, oh, man, and this is another thing. This is another double standard. If that was, say, I don't want to give out a name, but pick any fine athlete women that you think is fine, or a journalist that you think look good. If that was him saying, yeah, Joy I knew what time it was, but I wasn't interested. Would y'all had all those jokes yesterday? But because it's Jason Whitlock, again, pretty privilege is a thing, people. Because it's Jason Whitlock, it's like, man, she ain't want nothing to do with your fat ass anyway. She just said in the video.
That is true.
She just said in the video, money and power trumps everything. Biggie Smalls got kids.
You know what?
That cock-eyed bastard got kids.
You got kids. What are we doing right now? Did you just really?
I'm just saying, I get so sick and tired of women using this whole they try to act like it's not a thing. Like
It's
if you look good, it's not harassment. If you don't look good, it's 911.
No, Jason Whitlock is the target.
I would agree.
He has just enough clout. He has some status at the network, whatever. Whoever can get you on, she's gonna try to. And he's a vulnerable. She would think of him as vulnerable. Can we stop acting dumb, y'all? Y'all know he's fat. He's not that attractive. You know, all of the things, right? But I'm gonna do what I gotta do because I need to get to this next level, and I know I can't get it based on any merit. So therefore, I'm gonna do it this way. And props to Jason Whitlock for having the discernment to say no, because men, you know, we can see. Look at the dumb executive, allegedly Skip Bayless, allegedly Shannon Sharp. You know,
no, it wasn't Shannon. Shannon wasn't mentioned nowhere.
Skip accused of Shannon of sleeping with the girl.
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
I meant like he's not mentioned as.
Yeah. Oh, he's not mentioned. Yeah. No. I get it. But allegedly Skip was jealous.
Oh yeah,
and thought that they was.
And now these arguments in the last year of Shannon Sharp makes so much sense now because of his star rising and Skip feeling a certain type of way. That's why I always say this. This is the one thing I would say about Shannon Sharp that used to piss me off. He would go out his way to say how Skip was responsible for his success, and that would bother me because I'm like, dude, he said yes, Shannon. Yeah, I can work with Shannon. That's the end of it. You did the rest of it.
Right.
Stop falling on your knees for this man, because when shit came to pasture, he showed you what he thought of you. Put your glasses back on. Tom Brady's better than you are. You're jealous. He showed you what. So all those times you kept saying, you know, if it wasn't for Skip, it wasn't for Skip. Skip ain't did shit. It was you. He just said I can work with him. Now, I do want to pass on.
Now,
AJ, you said about that. You said about a target. Jason Whitlock was a target. I want to talk about another target. And men, we've been there. This is post-nut clarity right here.
Okay.
Just got done with rehearsal for the new show Speak, and I got to take a moment to shout out my co-host Joy Taylor. A woman, a black woman, daily show, sports. Do you all realize how hard it is to get into the position that she is in? So often there's misogyny and sexism running rampant in sports, and we don't even care what women have to say in sports. But Joy is not only in the position on television as a woman, as a black woman, but as an opinionist. So not just asking men what they think, but providing her own unique and distinct insight. It's hard to do, and Joy, you have done it. So congratulations. Looking forward to working with you, and hope y'all tune in 4:30 to 6 Eastern every day starting next week.
Now, y'all heard that, right?
I got something to say. Hurry up.
Oh, okay. I just want to say, remind you that in the excerpt I read from the lawsuit, it said she was introduced. Acho was introduced, Ms. Rodney, because she wanted to get on Speak first. There you go. Go ahead, Inked.
Okay. I want to go back to this black woman thing.
Oh God, I knew you was gonna pick that out.
No. So as I was sitting here having post-nut clarity, as Prince would put it.
Yes.
Why is it that the black women that have worked so hard and earned all these things are never nappy-headed. They're never dark. They always look really, really good. So remember we were talking about Pam
Yes.
and how they keep her looking busted because
Yes.
she's dark. If you look at all them other white women that be on these shows, they be on point. Red bottoms, makeup on point, hair on point. Now we got this one. Another claiming to be black, because you know that's the new thing. Black is popular. Well, her skin is lighter than the white people. Okay, she looked like them. Only difference is she looked like Sunny. Another one.
Peanut butter. Jason Whitlock called her peanut
Puerto
butter.
Rican, but black. Remember, her mama ain't even black, but she been telling the whole world, remember, my mama black. No, she wasn't. We found out through your DNA she not black either. She Irish or some other shit, right? This is really becoming annoying. It's really becoming annoying. Why, first of all, are you calling her black? Because we know if she looked like Pam, she wouldn't be here. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. If she looked just like Pam Oliver, she would not be in this position. Y'all would not be boasting her. Y'all would not be pushing her up. You guys would not be telling us, oh, she's so great. You wouldn't be doing none of that. Okay? Let's just look across the sports world. Let's just take a step back and let's look at all the people who commentate and talk sports. Let's look at all of them.
Oh, I got some for you. I got some for you.
That's the selling point.
L. Duncan, light skin. L. Duncan. Who we got? We got Mina Kimes. Who we got? We got Laura Rutledge.
Oh.
We got Erin Andrews, Carissa Thompson,
Maria Taylor.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I don't see no 4s or 3s in there.
That part.
I would even go to say, even if Joy Taylor was a dark-skinned woman with the same features, she would be still beautiful, but she would not be on the air.
She would not be on air.
And they would be saying other stuff about her body type, would they not?
Oh, that too.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just be honest about this conversation. If we're going to have the conversation, the reality is, again, like Prince says, you know, there is the beauty standard to this. There is privilege in being beautiful. There is privilege to being appealing to the eye of the masses.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's why dark, quote unquote, dark-skinned black women begin drugged through the streets. That's why they begin talked about. That's why people say all the things that they say. That's why people are like, can you straighten your hair? Can you do this? Can you do that? Don't wear your hair natural, blah, 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 blah. That's why we get all of that, right? So let's not pretend that if her titties weren't done, her hair wasn't long and curly, her skin wasn't light, that we would even be having this conversation. She did exactly what she needed to do. She placated to the right side of the game, right? She used all of this to get what she wanted. That's why her stomach is lipoed. Bitch, I see you. That's why she got her titties done. Bitch, I see you. And that's why we're having this whole conversation right now.
And that's why she's being believed. That's why she's getting sympathy.
That's the selling point. That in spite of all of these aesthetic things, she prevailed. She's brilliant. She's smart. But that's the facade. That's the bullshit.
Okay.
You know, she got what she got because of what you're looking at. But we're trying to act like she's this brilliant woman. She's not. Sorry, you're just not. You're not that girl.
Okay, so let me.
Why
am I wrong that I'm done with the whole women in sports thing, especially.
You're not wrong.
This tight, because I know. I knew before, but now I definitely know why you're there. Why are you between two ogres? Why is it Shannon Sharp, Skip Bayless, or name whoever switches in that chair, and then it's Molly Karam, it's Joy Taylor, it's Laura Rutledge. It's like I'm done with it. And then you can tell me, but you know, she looks at stats.
Why doesn't Pam Oliver have this opportunity?
You know why?
No, I'm being honest. Why don't they take her? No, why don't they take her off the field and bring her into one of these positions. She knows the sport. She understands the sport. She's been doing this a very long time. Why is she not on the television all the time? Oh, okay. Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
I
Okay.
mean,
Shut the fuck up. Try that. Shut the fuck up. All the way up. Try that. That's what
I
we're
will
gonna do.
say it again. Pam
this morning.
Oliver was part of the A team for how many years at Fox? 20 over 20?
20.
She has gotten some interviews. She has dropped some bombshells during games and everything else. In the moment Erin Andrews' skinny, overrated ass had a chance, she was moved into that spot. And if you notice, Pam Oliver is never holding a notepad. Erin Andrews holds a notepad. I know it may not seem like nothing to you, but to me, if this is your craft, why do you have a notepad? Okay, I'm just glancing down at it. Whatever. Pam doesn't have one. And real quick, you had Carissa Thompson, who literally said that sometimes she makes up stories because coaches don't talk to her.
Some of them interviews are painful. Them coaches do not want to talk.
They don't be.
They are so laser focused. And now I got to talk to you about what? How my team just messed up the first half. Leave me alone.
They scored a lot of points. How you going to stop it? I'm going to take them home for ice cream. What do you think?
Can we just get Sean McVay to do all the interviews? Because he always wants to talk. Other than that, no other coaches really don't want to talk.
Yeah, well, Sean McVay, he's young. He likes the attention, you know.
He likes to run off.
Yes, you know how he is.
His hair is always right.
I mean, here's the reality. I think that there was a time where sports was really about sports. And then people stopped watching the sports because they became woke.
Wait a minute. You can't say woke. Woke just means it's something you don't like.
Okay, so it became, I don't like it. So, I mean, that's better, sure. It became, I don't like it. So the people who were really into sports and the people who really enjoy watching sports for the craft of what the sport is, we don't like it. It became, we don't like it, right? So then what did they have to do? They had to get a new audience. They had to create a new audience. They had to bring the people who will fall for anything, the people who are about the okie doke, the woke people. They had to bring them in, right? Because that didn't work either. Remember, everything became politicized and all these things, and it just really, people ran away. People were just like, okay, we're not doing this anymore. We tuned into sports because we don't want to deal with our reality. Now you're bringing the reality to the sports, right?
Right.
So what did they do? Everybody got prettier. All the women's legs got longer.
Even the players got thinner.
Yep, everybody got thinner, right? Everybody got thinner. And it became very visual, right? So if you think about what football is today and what football was 20 years ago, that's why people of 20 years got concussions, brain injuries. They don't know their name. They can barely walk. Their bodies is falling apart. That's why, because it was really a sport. Now we're getting to a sport where anybody can play. Your children are going to be able to play because it's about to be flag football in about 37 seconds. Because it's less about the sport and more about entertainment. That's what it's become. So if you introduce entertainment, come on, let's see, this is why I could be on the field too, because I'll tell you all about it. When you introduce entertainment, what do you get? Beauty. Strippers are entertainment. Okay? You don't go to the strip club for anything other than to be entertained.
Right.
You want to see what you want to see. So what do? They say, okay, no problem. We know what men like to be, how they like to be entertained. Okay? And they brought the entertainment to the sport. So now here enters the entertainment. Titties, booties, hair, makeup, clothing, shoes. Now you're entertained. Now the bitch can say anything. You know, wasn't it so cute how he caught, what is that thing called, a football? And yeah, he just like ran down the field. And then he did that cute little dance at the end.
And then you have men. Oh man, her takes are all that. No, your dick is hard. She didn't say anything profound. Shut the hell up. You're the reason why we're in this position that we're in now, because you think with the little head. Think with the big head. She's not saying anything profound. She's reading off a teleprompter. She's very well prepared. And this is where AJ really put me up on game. You know how much shit it takes for us to produce Trifecta every week?
Blocks.
A lot. Now imagine all you have to do is just show up and read what is written for you. Why? By the way, your hair is getting done, your nails are getting done, your makeup is getting done. All you have to do is read and then get in front of a teleprompter. Great.
And look good.
And look good. And say the most surface level shit. The Eagles are in zone 87% of the time. Okay. Why are they in zone 87% of the time? You just giving me a number. If I wanted a number, I'll date a fucking accountant. Like, why are they in zone 87% of the time? That's what was pissing me off about the whole when they put football on Netflix during Christmas. They was applauding Mina Kimes, applauding Kay Adams, and saying that RG3 and Manti Te'o had no business being there. There is still something to be said about somebody that experienced it. You can read, somebody can tell me they read all day what it's like to be a police officer. I did it.
Right.
So I can give you a perspective that is not there. So whether you think Robert is corny or Manti is corny, they've been in locker rooms. They know why a player may or may not hit a quarterback at a certain point.
Yeah. It's not even just being in the locker room. When you've played the sport, okay, you brought up Trifecta, okay? So we'll just use that. So Prince, and this other person who is no longer with us, entered into notes, okay? And with these notes, there was these things called blocks, okay? And with the things called... Stop it. And with the things called blocks, they had letters next to them. Block A, block B, block C, and then they had these little times in parentheses. And I looked at the notes and I said, "What are blocks? What are those?" And we had to be explained to us, those of us who are dumb and didn't understand how the production works. It had to be explained. Now, there were those who did not read the notes because they just didn't feel it was necessary. But then those of us who understood the process, we read the notes. Okay. This is what I'm talking about. The only people who should be giving us commentary on the sport are the people who played the sport, is how I feel at this point. Okay. So if you were not on the field, you did not play the sport, you do not understand the sport in the way that somebody who played the sport does, get off the TV. I don't even want to see it anymore. Somebody who had to read the field, somebody who had to read the playbook, somebody who had to know the call, someone who had to make an audible adjustment, back up, see, hey, oh, you know what? It's no longer zone. It's man to man. Like I need those people. I need those people because I need somebody who knows what the actual play action is. So when they see the quarterback drive back and they could be like, oh, it's a play action. They know that the guy's going to cut across the center of the field because that's what play actions are. Oh, did you guys know that? You probably didn't know that. You stupid bitches probably didn't know that. But that's what an actual play action is, right? So you know when you see the quarterback drop back like that, and then you say, oh, it's a play action. You know that the receiver is going to cut directly across the field into the secondary. Did you know there's a secondary? You know what that is? There's safeties, free safeties. You know those people that are right there in the middle of the field? Those people? That's a play action. It's one of the oldest plays in the book. They all do it. Usually on your third downs, you see those play actions because it's quick, right? Drop back, boom, quick pass, right? That's all the people I want on from now on. I don't want to see your titties. I don't want to see your hair. I don't want to see shit. So RG3, whomever, I don't care who it is at this point. It could be the guy that played for 2 years and we don't even know his name. As long as you were on the field, you had a contract and you played, these are the people who need to be on the field. These are the people who need to be in the studio. You can have all the big names in the studio to bring the audience. And then you just put those guys that, maybe people don't know who they are on the field, but they played. Because I'm losing respect for the entire system at this point. We're literally holding a show to talk about the stupid bitch who's supposed to know the game, who's supposed to be talented, who's supposed to be a game changer, yet is beautiful, yet is stunning in a lawsuit. Huh? What? This is how women are represented in the industry. This is how we're represented. This is why we don't get no jobs, bitches. This is why they don't want to hire us, because the moment we don't get our way or the moment that the negativity hits us, now we've been sexually harassed. We see it over and over and over and over and over. I'll be damned. If you go down every major network, every woman has been sexually harassed at some point. The moment her contract's cut, the moment she gets fired, the moment she gets demoted, the moment she loses time on TV, the bitch has been harassed. I saw it with my ex-boyfriend. We won't mention his name.
Oh.
From Fox. We won't mention his name. We won't mention his name.
Wow.
I saw it happen to him with his co-host.
Wow.
Right? I saw it happen to him with his co-host. We see it. We've seen it happen on what's that one New York show with the white skinny guy? What was his name? Fuck, I can't think of his name right now. Happened with him. Every single time that this type of stuff goes down, they all
about Matt Lauer.
Thank you. They all get harassment. Now, can we count the number of women who've ever been sued for sexual harassment?
And if they do, they get clowned to shit.
Tell me what woman that, what man has sued a woman for sexual harassment? You think men are not being sexually harassed? You think that's not happening?
Hold
yes.
on, teacher. We're still talking about a society that when a teacher, a female teacher, sleeps with a student, the student is clowned because he told.
Yeah. Not being honest, I want to know the man who sued the woman.
I can't think of one.
I want to know that guy. I want to know some popular, well-known man who sued a woman on a set or wherever for sexual harassment.
We got Terry Crews speaking up before we got a man saying a woman sexually harassed him.
But that was a
man
man
said
that
another
harassed him.
man sexually harassed him before we get a man saying, hey,
And
my boss did this to me.
But even Terry got clowned.
Even Terry got clowned.
But do you understand what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, I do.
This is where we at. So why do we want women in an industry dominated by men, especially sports? But we know it's vulgar. We know how it is. We know how men are in locker rooms. We know men are just men. Why do we want to subject women to that? So then they can then say, Belinda, then they can then say, I have been sexually harassed.
Just
like I'm being real honest with you.
But that's the trap I talked about earlier.
To be trailblazers, to make 7 figures.
Listen, I think.
Go ahead, AJ. I'm sorry.
I think the play position, the what was it? What was her name? What was the one after Joy? The Jenny, was that her name?
Jenny Taft. And Skip couldn't stand her.
But what I like about Jenny, she stood on business. She said,
absolutely.
First of all, what you not gonna do? She right after that show, she went right upstairs to HR. No.
I don't need this.
I know I'm pretty, but I'm not one of them.
Right.
Yeah, I don't need this shit.
Right. So, that's the perfect position. It's when you try to do what Joy Taylor's trying to do now, is you're trying to move to this other realm where you're trying to be the next or the new or the first Stephen A. blah 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 whatever, where you're the lead essentially, and you're giving the biggest opinion, and you're clearly the leader of the show, and it don't work. It don't work for a lot of y'all for the reasons Ink stated earlier.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis, but they are on that new show. They are coming to see Joy. You think they give a damn what Paul Pierce thinks about football?
But Speak was always Speak. So why is there a new Speak?
It was a Speak, and then now it's the facility. Emmanuel Acho is on the facility, and he does a show with all football players.
So why not just name the show something else?
Because they wanted to. It's probably going to come out.
It's like the extension of Speak.
There you go. They wanted something for straight football.
I stopped watching once they got rid of Marcellus Wiley when it was Speak for Yourself. I stopped watching.
And Marcellus is flaming everybody.
I loved it.
So
I loved it.
I do
And you,
want to.
and you saw that, right? You
What?
stopped watching. Okay, sorry, Prince. Go ahead.
No, I was saying I want to go to a quick break real quick, and then we're going to get back into our next segment because I feel like
Why are we
we-
breaking?
hmm
Go
because
ahead.
I'm setting my scene.
Oh, my bad. Let me mind my business. Ain't even my show. Go ahead.
All right,
Sorry.
commercial.
It's always lit over at ajsrantroom.com. We got the best bags and accessories, our beloved Black Series. We got fresh lids for you hat lovers, fire jackets and hoodies, and of course we got you covered on the t-shirts. And introducing our first shoe line, Aloysius Germain. So get on over to ajsrantroom.com today and get to shopping. You won't.
You won't be
I feel like we had to break because speaking of Joy Taylor, the shirt I'm wearing today says "Just say ho to concubines."
Oops.
I got this from ajsrantroom.com. Just say ho to concubines. Men, just say ho. You already married the woman that you're supposed to be with for the rest of your life. So when somebody else tries to present themselves with peanut butter skin and a big rack, just say ho to concubines.
It's a setup.
It's a
And so when you
setup.
have that man in the office who's completely ignoring you, that's it.
That's it.
You're not gonna get him. That's
And
it.
he's not gay.
Right, and he's not gay. He's everything he has to lose runs through his mind all the time by falling for that.
Whatever.
So, are we done talking about
Titties.
Joy Taylor? Now we want to get into something. For those who don't know, WWE has officially moved to Netflix, and last night they had their first episode, and it was at the Inuit Dome in California. So we're going to talk about why that matters now. And Hulk Hogan came out for a segment. That's right. The Hulk Hogan, the Hall of Famer, the reason why wrestling is no longer in the backyard with inbred people with two teeth mating with each other, why it's now the global brand that it is now. Hulk Hogan is on that. He's the MJ of this shit. Well, he came out to talk about his beard, just to come out in all the for the inauguration episode of WWE on Netflix. And let's just hear how that blue sinking ass ship California greeted Hogan. Just to let you know, that went on for a minute. They booed Hulk Hogan for a minute. And of course, you know, I'm on X and I'm looking at X, and it's Hulk Hogan's a racist. He wore a MAGA shirt earlier in the day. He's did this, he did that. I don't like his politics. And then you had the people that was being disingenuous. You think we booing Hulk Hogan because of his politics? It has nothing to do with his politics. For those who don't know, Hulk Hogan was recorded illegally in his bedroom saying that he don't want N-words with the hard ER to date his daughter. Okay.
But wait, Prince, do you
Go ahead.
want N-words with the hard ER to date?
I absolutely do not.
Okay, moving on.
Okay, moving. Like this is why we here. So I want to talk about, are Americans hypocrites? Because in the same breath, you boo Hulk Hogan, but you cheered the Undertaker, who is very loud and very MAGA, very staunch in his support of Donald Trump. Also, there was a video from a dumb influencer, black woman, who said that she didn't want Stone Cold Steve Austin to say anything to ruin her view of him. Then you look in the comments and they say, yeah, that man was sexy with that gold chain. He spoke out against Republicans and all this stuff. He also beat the shit out of his wife. Now you see why women shouldn't be in positions. You're emotional. So you're willing to bypass all of that. You are still the same conglomerate, the same gender that thinks R. Kelly did nothing wrong.
Damn.
You are still the gender that once Elvis Presley and Bob Holly dug up and tried for their crimes. Evil is evil. It has no color. So for y'all to be so disingenuous about this Hulk Hogan thing, it's mind-boggling. And I say it again. He's not a senator. He's not a representative. He's not a congressman. What is he? He's a wrestler. He's an entertainer. Does he do that? Check. What are we doing? Will we want all our heroes to be great people? I guess. But if you really meet your heroes, if you really knew what the people that you worship and you idolize really get down on, you'll be playing checkers because you will have nobody that you will like in entertainment. Inked.
Well, I like to remind people this is why I idolize and worship no one but God.
Jesus.
So
And you can't even mention him.
Yeah. So let's be
God?
real.
Are
Yeah,
you talking about our God?
yeah.
Because
Okay.
we got to make sure.
Yeah.
Our God?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
So I like to remind people all the time, all these entertainers are human just like you. So think about all the bullshit you do in your day-to-day life. Think about all the recklessness that you do in your day-to-day life. Hell, we have a whole segment on petty. Y'all think they not petty?
Right.
Y'all think that they don't have the same feelings and thoughts that we have just because they got money and you know who they are? As anybody who's been on social media long enough, okay, has any form or any type of platform, at some point has been judged on what they say. Someone has formed an opinion based on 30 seconds of something they heard, right? Somebody has formed an opinion based on a clip that somebody clipped from a video, a live, wherever, and put it out to spin it and make you look the way they want you to look. You don't even have to be famous. You just have to have some type of platform, social media, and you have been hit with the nonsense.
Yep.
So why do people act brand new? Why do people act brand new? Okay. I'm a parent. Okay. I could tell you some shit I don't want my daughter dating either.
You have to be inclusive, Inked.
No, the hell I do. I could tell you some shit I don't want my son dating. Okay. I'll tell you. You might not like it, but it don't matter because it's my opinion. And I could say what I want when I want. This is the problem that I have. Everything has become an opinion of someone else. Now the person, that's right. Now the person is bad because of one thing they said. It's like the Trump thing in the locker. Remember the clip that everybody kept playing over and over and over, because he was talking to men. Yeah, on the bus where he's talking to men, right? It's the same thing. I tell people all the time, if we all got clipped, hell, I'll use the three of us.
I got clipped.
I'll use the three of us. If us, trifecta, if somebody got a hold of a recording of a call we had, if somebody got a hold of our group chat,
death before dishonor.
What are we talking about? I'm being honest. What are we talking about? You would have so many things to say about stuff that we said to each other, jokingly, seriously, privately. You would judge us based on that. But because you don't know that, you look at us differently.
Right.
What I be talking about all the time. This is how it never will make sense to me. And the fact that you guys are booing Hulk Hogan because he exercised his right to vote in
California.
Well, yeah, it's a cesspool. It's dumb, but it's okay though because your governor is allowing people to shit on the streets of San Francisco. San Francisco is completely destroyed. It's so bad that every single team has left the city. Every team has left the city.
Well, they just added a WNBA team, so that goes along with the shitting in the street thing. But go ahead.
Okay, I thought we were talking sports, but anyways, every team has left the city. Okay, so the only team that is even remotely still close is the 49ers, but they went all the way to Santa Clara where the money's at.
Levi.
That's crazy.
They went all the way to Santa Clara where the money's at. When they were in the heart of San Francisco, Candlestick was in the heart of San Francisco. The amount of money that brought to that city is now in Santa Clara, where they don't even need the money, where it cost you $37 for pancakes.
Jesus.
Okay. Where when you go to the mall, there's no Macy's, there's no JC Penney's, there's no Sears. No. The low end store is Nordstrom's.
Damn.
That's the mall. I know. Because
No Old Navies.
no Old Navies. Because you know me, I drop in for the game. We go shopping. We go to the game. We go home. Okay. What are we doing? What are we talking about?
Shit.
So all I'm gonna say to this is Hulk Hogan. Don't let the derelicts get to you, homie.
That's a good word.
They're booing you because they're broke.
And miserable.
They're stuck in California. Okay. That is slowly falling into the ocean.
Oh my gosh.
It is. Houses are sliding off the sides. It's slowly falling into the ocean.
I'm still building a house into one of the mountains. Like that was one of the most beautiful homes I've ever been in. It was one of those
AJ
homes
is going to
built-
be in the ocean.
Mudslide ass.
Okay. Okay.
It was beautiful.
They're
It
still
was
having
beautiful.
mudslides. They're still having mudslides.
Wow, your home
Okay.
is literally built into the mountain. Like who? That's beautiful.
They do that in Arizona. They do that here in Arizona. Keeps the
Mhm.
house cooler. Okay. And there's no natural disasters here. So with that being said, Hulk Hogan, you have nothing to worry about. Go get back on your yacht and sail away with your blonde wife. Just sail away. You have nothing to worry about. These people don't know their ass from a hole in the wall. These people are whack. So just mind your business. Let them boo.
He called us the N-word with the E-R.
Well, so did Nathan on TikTok, and no one seemed to have a problem with that.
Nope.
Mhm.
Okay, I had a whole fight in the Discord. You know what? Let me get back. So, anyways, because I was about to go out there, I felt it. I was about to go all the way over. Let me come back. So, with that being said, no one cares. And can I ask one question? Because I don't watch
Yes.
WWE or whatever the
Yes,
hell it's
go
called.
ahead.
Why is it on Netflix?
Money.
Another
Netflix
money.
offered them a
another
lot of
grab.
money to leave USA Network. They've been at USA Network for over 25 years.
So now people have to subscribe to Netflix.
That's the scam.
The company that won't let you share your password
Mm-hmm.
to watch WWE. Well, good luck with that, WWE. I hope it works out for you.
Mm.
I only share my password with one person.
Well, I shared it with them, and then they was like, "Negative Ghost Rider, try again."
I just got to be off of it. When
Oh
you
no, I
put it
watched. I watched something yesterday. So,
Well, there
yeah,
you go.
on Princess.
no, on yours.
Oh,
Yeah, because remember it pops up. Mine is Mr. Rant Room, and it
Yeah.
was there. I was like,
Oh.
Yeah, I see some of the selections you be liking.
oh,
well,
gosh.
look, I gave AJ his own profile, so he can do what he want to do over there. But I'm just saying though, like, I think it's quite interesting. I think it's quite interesting that this is what we're doing. So he
Mhm.
comes out. You're at an event again. Remember, entertainment.
At an event to be entertained. One of the most
Entertained.
iconic, if not the iconic person, the reason why you're able to be in the Inuit Dome is because of that man.
Okay, but
Exactly.
let's be clear. Entertainment. See how they see
Okay,
what they've
I'm sorry.
done? See what
Go
they've
ahead.
done? They've destroyed it. Nothing is entertaining
You
anymore.
paid $300 to
Mhm.
boo.
To boo. And guess what? Guess what changes?
Nothing.
Nothing. Hulk Hogan is still gonna be there. He's still gonna be the icon that he is, and your booing meant nothing. And guess what you did? You paid to boo him. Okay, his bank account went up, yours went down.
He
Let's
got
be
his
clear.
appearance fee.
Okay, let's be clear. Let's back it up.
7 figures.
You paid to boo him. He got paid for you to boo him. You see the difference? You see the difference? Oh, okay. You dummies,
And I just want to say this
fucking morons.
real quick before AJ go. In the human aspect of it, you can see it bothered him because this man, this is his legacy.
I built this shit.
He brick by brick, except inbred by inbred.
Oh my.
Literally, wrestling was in a barn 6 people kissing each other, being
Really,
entertained.
Prince, stop. It's not that serious.
And now you literally in a place that's 60,000 plus. You're on Netflix.
Wow.
And that person is responsible for that.
Okay.
And you booed him. Go ahead, AJ.
Saying nothing to do with the N-word, because we all know dummies who have said the N-word, who have done blackface, who have done all types of atrocious things that black people don't like, and y'all still supported, voted for, go to their shows, support their movies, all the things. This had everything to do with Donald Trump. And he was clear as to why he did it, because y'all tried to blow the man's head off. And so he was like, well,
Yeah.
that's it. I'm MAGA proud. I'm gonna let y'all know, and I don't care. Y'all literally tried to kill this man on live TV and thought he was gonna stay on the ground, and motherfucker popped up, said fight, 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 created another iconic moment, and then got more people on his side. So this ain't, I don't understand. This is even going back to TikTok last night. Why are people so stupid, politically just dumb, has no understanding of the government, no understanding how any of this works? You're mad about who the president is. Meanwhile, your shithole state is falling apart because of the local leaders y'all keep putting into place. But it's the president? No, ain't got nothing to do with the president.
Speak,
Majority of
AJ.
that stuff going on in California, which I would love to go back, but that
Not
ain't
me.
looking too promising. I would love to go back, but obviously, that ain't changing no time soon. Be mad at yourselves. Be mad at your political choices. Be mad at the fact that your rent's out of control. The fact that there's a homeless epidemic, not even a problem anymore. It's an epidemic. When you can't keep the people contained to Skid Row in Los Angeles, you got a problem. When you have tents popping up in Beverly, when you have cities like Culver City literally creating ordinances that saying as soon as the tent goes up, you legally can just strike it. That's a problem. That should never be a law. It should never be a problem. But y'all don't understand. Y'all are the ones making the decisions there. The politicians going politician. But y'all keep putting the same people in place. That whole crime family, Pelosi, what's the governor's name? What's his name? Newsom. That they're all related. So these are all people who are part of the same network, the same family, the same group of people that's fucking y'all, and you keep voting for them.
No,
Y'all had a
AJ.
chance to recall Newsom, didn't do it.
Yep.
You had a chance to elect somebody else when he was up for re-election. You still re-elected him. So I don't know. Would you be mad at yourself? You made the bad decision. So to sit here and boo this icon had nothing to do with the N-word. Had nothing to do with so what he don't want his daughter dating a black. There's a difference between a black person and a nigger.
Yeah.
There's a big difference. And I could probably think if his daughter brought home Van Jones, I don't think he'd have a problem. If his daughter brought home Rashik Fareed, who got all of these issues, who ain't doing a damn thing with his life, who's literally just trying to sit up here and live off the Hogan name, yeah, he gonna have a problem with that. And I think he'd have a problem with that if she brought a white boy home of the same grade. It's just not gonna work. So yeah, the man has standards or whatever. And even if he don't want his daughter to date Van Jones, so the hell what? Y'all know how many bigoted black people I've heard? Oh, I would never. No white, no snow bunnies, no white, no
These
white.
the same people that cheer Umar.
Yeah. Anyways,
So,
Don't dilute the bloodline, but you mad Hulk Hogan don't want to.
Don't dilute the
confused.
bloodline.
I'm
Meanwhile,
confused.
your
Are you really?
Your African queen got the most Eurocentric features I've ever seen in my life. But don't dilute the bloodline.
Well, Joy already did that, but she's black. But anyways, moving on.
Stop it.
All right, so we're going to move into our final segment of for those who don't know, let me pull it up real quick. I had it. AJ, you want to talk about Twitch because you knew him more than I did, and then I'm gonna pull up the article that I had.
Oh well, for those who don't know, Twitch was most of y'all probably know from Ellen. He was like the primary co-host and the entertainment on the show. And he was a professional dancer, toured the world, worked with many people, blah 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 blah. Had a wonderful life and a wonderful marriage and beautiful children. And one day decided to leave home and go to a cheap, disgusting hotel and blow his head off. To which his wife or his widow was just as bemiffed, and everyone else was too. Because if you knew him or ever talked to him or ever worked with him, it was like, where was that? Sometimes you see the torture in people, but it was just one of them things. Like, you hid that shit very, very well because no one had a clue. Nobody. It was never nothing. And you talked to everybody that knew him. It was like, we didn't see anything like that coming. And I want to know what was in the closet, what she found in the closet. Is she gonna mention that in the book?
Well, from a little expert, what's the word I want? There we go. Sipping on some scissors. But here we go. She said, she uncovered a cornucopia of drugs, including mushroom pills and other substances I had to look up on my phone hidden inside his shoe boxes. And the reason why this was brought up, because this morning I sent and I was under the thing of, if she was going to lean into it, then lean into it. Like, what is going on? Like, see, we have this thing, and maybe this is, I'm making a race thing real quick. In the black community, we got this thing where I remember growing up with my dad, and my dad would say that so-and-so, they on that stuff. What is the stuff? So if I run into the stuff, I know that's the stuff my dad be making fun of people about and saying, don't do it. But we have this thing where, so-and-so, they on that thing. What is the thing? What is it? Say it. We can be proud about so much stuff, but when it comes, so-and-so smoke crack, so-and-so smoke meth, so-and-so shoot dope in their arms. I just don't get that part. But that was the part where I was coming from. I was like, if she going to use this as a cautionary tale of, hey, make sure you know what your people are into, and these are the things that they were into. But it's funny, she mentioned the other stuff, and then she said I had to look at my phone for the other substance. What was the substance? And in my opinion, I was just thinking that it wasn't needed because people didn't know that side of Twitch. So my thing is, if they don't know that side, why introduce that side of it? And then you said what you said.
I mean, the man blew his head off. Like, you
That's
left
exactly what he said.
You left it open for everybody. She can do whatever she wants with it at this point. She could tell whatever she want to tell. She could write whatever book she want to write. You left her here with three or four kids. You left her here to carry all of this with no warning. You don't get to say what I say at this point. I'm gonna go find love again. You should. For what? He blew his head off. That's not your problem. You didn't come talk to me. You didn't confide in me. You didn't tell me you were going through this stuff, and it wasn't evident. So there was like no clue. And I hate that. I hate when something happens and then you think back and you're like, damn, they did say that. Well, wait, they did disappear that time. And you're just like, damn, I don't remember. Right. Because things start to just become clear after something major happens. And I get that, but you don't get to predicate how she deals with. I mean, you want to write a book, make your money. I ain't mad at you. You left me here to fend for these kids and all this stuff and fight with his family and all this stuff. No. You shut the whole hell up from the other side.
So can I ask this real quick? If it wasn't a suicide, would your opinion be different?
Yeah.
If it was like an OD or something.
No, I don't know about an OD, but if it was like a car accident or something. But anything where you had the power to make another choice, okay. I don't know. There's just something different about that. When you OD, that was a choice you made, And then imagine him overdosing and she never even knew he was on drugs.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. But she respected his privacy. She never went in his closet, which was interesting.
You know why she never went into his closet, right?
Oh, God.
You know why, right?
No. Stop. We don't care. Leave it alone.
Okay.
He gonna say it anyway.
She was white. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, God. Listen.
Why don't y'all work for the CIA, black women?
They don't like us. I don't know. Anyways, we're stupid. We can't pass the test. I don't know. Anyways, listen. I don't completely agree with AJ, although I don't completely disagree. You do leave the door open, right? So if you do something selfish, you allow people to tell your story. So that's the reality of it. I mean, you can't change that. But I do think after, thinking about it, I do think it's important that she maybe does expose it. Like, hey, you think you know the person, you think everything is good, you think that, life is going along perfectly. But meanwhile, there's this deep, dark secret you knew nothing about. And this is how we got here. I think if you really stop, the reason why I think she's telling this side of the story is because there were so many questions on why he did what he did. So everyone was literally trying to figure out why he would take his life because they just were unclear on why he would do that. So I think this is probably an important piece of that puzzle to say, listen, he was on drugs. I didn't even know that. And so he obviously was fighting some demons that many of us were not aware of. And it probably just came to the complete surface and was like, hey, I can't take it. It became overwhelming. Or maybe the addiction was out of control and maybe it was tapping into his finances or whatever the situation was. He just couldn't control it anymore. And therefore, this is how it surfaced. So she's going to tell her story. She's moving on with her life. She's found love again, which she's young. She deserves to do that. And she still has to protect the legacy of her children. I mean, at the end of the day, she has children with him. And even her oldest daughter, he adopted. So she carries the boss last name as well. And so there's 3 children that have to be protected through all of this. And I think it's important that people understand that he was fighting demons, that there was an addiction, and that's what led to this. Because it changes the narrative, right? We were all sitting back like, why would he do this? Why would he kill it? Like,
I know I was.
Yeah, there was all these conspiracy theories. There was all this stuff that people were spreading. So at least now there's some form of closure. People can just move on from it and be like, hey, you know what? That's unfortunate. That sucks. But it is what it is. And she can make a little money, because I mean, it's expensive raising children.
One of the
Go ahead, AJ.
one of the things she said, and I don't know if y'all watched the actual interview or if y'all just read it, but she said, I'm never gonna have closure. My kids are never gonna have closure because this was sudden. Wasn't like, something outside of him took him away from us. Like he took himself away. So,
Right.
and there was no warning. So, having to explain that and then having to keep his memory alive. And I got to go on with my life too. Nah, really, do what you want. Like, yeah. And again, when you get to that moment in life, been there, it's not logical. So I'm not beating him up for making the choice he made because I get it. It ain't logical. So people be trying to apply like, well, you should have thought of your. Nobody think about any of that. Like when you get to that moment, that's it. It's over. You want the hell out of here, for whatever reason. And so for when people, oh, he's selfish. No, it ain't. It's something he literally got to the point of resignation. And that's when you really want to do it, when you don't say anything. Because when people do all of the antics, I'm feeling suicidal.
I'm leaving TikTok for a couple days.
You need an outlet. You need to talk to somebody. Okay, great. This is your way of reaching out. Fine. But if you really want to do it, you would just did it.
Right.
It's done.
Right.
All right.
There's no warning. So
exactly.
Yeah. So I just wanted to touch on that. And the one thing I think the overarching theme should be that people shouldn't forget about in this situation is you don't know. You don't know. And if you have the opportunity to say, hey, what's going on? Say it. If you don't feel like, hey, this might piss them off, this might make them upset. No, this may stop them from getting in the car and going to a seedy motel and taking their life. Hey, man, where you going? Man, I'm just going out. Hey, man, you don't sound right leaving. What's going on? Like just that little bit of pause is maybe saying, hey, you never know. So in all of this, you just don't know what your people be going through. They can be laughing and joking, but when they go back home, you don't know what they doing. This woman had children with him and lived with him, and she did not know.
Yeah.
Slept in the same bed with him and still didn't know. That's crazy.
It's just something about, there's a reason why self-preservation is a thing, because it's unnatural. Like AJ said, it's illogical. So when you do it, that's why they tell you a certain ways you should do it, because you know, naturally your body's going to say, nah, man, we want to live.
Right.
Like, nah, we good. You want me to bite my own hand? I'm not doing that. Like, I want my hand. So
Yeah.
it's just funny how not even your body works. It's funny how our creator made it that we know, like, hey, you ain't get, no, I gave you this. I gave you life.
Right.
I will, and forgive me for saying this way, I will let you know when you can leave this earth. I will decide that, not you. That's why if you notice, suicides are so violent. Like, it's not like on TV where you find them and they have their hands across the chest and the note on the thing.
It is not like that.
It's violent. It's gunshots. It's jumping. It's hitting a car. It's having others do it for you. It's
If you've ever seen a body hit the pavement, like what? Like if you've
I have
in person or watched it, I was like, wow.
It's nothing poetic about it. It's no cinematography. It's
well, and your body doesn't look like a body. That's what a lot of people don't understand. Because when you see it on TV, like when they show people jumping and then they show it, it's like there's still like a whole body.
Yeah.
No, when your body actually hits the pavement, everything flattens. Like your insides. A lot of times stuff comes out.
It's done.
Of places, depending on how far and how tragic it is and how you hit the ground. It's never pretty.
Never. But even like thinking like when you blow your head off, like
yes,
brain fragments, teeth,
everywhere,
bones, skull fragments, like everywhere. It is not pretty. It's not
like
pretty.
on TV how they show the hole and a little bit of blood. Just
right. I'm like, wait a minute. Like no.
That was a bazooka that he pointed at himself. Yeah. And he's still recognizable.
No, you're not. You're not.
And we're not laughing because it's funny. We're laughing because the whole idea of y'all thinking that doing that is some poetic, it's nothing to it. It's savagery.
Right.
It's done.
Right.
And the devastation left behind. That man has 3 children that are going to read. Somebody's going to remind them at school. Your last name, boss? Oh yeah, blah da 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 da.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But like you said, nobody thinks about that when you're in such an unhealthy place. And I think sometimes that's the problem. And I always say that most people who are sad, Robin Williams, make people laugh and you would never know. They're very good at disguising their own pain because they project out. You know how they say projection is real?
Oh, yeah.
So they project out what they want to be. They want to be happy. They want to be filled with laughter. So they project it onto other people so that people do it. It's real. And it works in all facets of life, not just in a negative way. Exactly. So I think it's important that people realize that.
Yep.
There it is.
So,
I
mean, we've done it.
Oh, my funniest days, I'm going through the worst shit.
No, yes. No, but I mean, if you think about when
them jokes are hitting,
like, man, that's like 6 in a row. You okay? Man, these jokes is hitting. I'm like a stand-up comedian.
But I mean, if you really think about us as the trifecta and what we've dealt with in 2024, I mean, 2025 is already looking better for us, even though it's dark still in the beginning of it. It's already looking better, right?
Right.
Because we know we're not going to go through what we went through last year, this year, right? So it's already looking better. But we've done a show every single week in 2024, going through crazy stuff. Sat right here, we laughed, we kikied, we giggled. The camera cut off.
Ooh, baby. Turn that front light off.
Okay. It was a whole hot mess behind the scenes. So a lot of people, like I say, projection is real. It's people do it every day. You think people are having a great life. You think everything is going good. But the reality is it's not as good as it may seem to the world. And the people who know you behind the scenes know that it's dark. And we can speak on that just from our own personal experiences and what we experienced last year. So, I mean, it sucks to hear negative things about someone that you think is so good and great. But the reality is we all have it. So there's that.
Absolutely.
All right.
What
So
does your what does your hoodie say?
My heart is in the Bronx.
Okay, I was like, I see the Bronx, but I couldn't make out
something
the
else
top
is
part.
in the Bronx too. But anyway, listen. So I want to thank everybody for joining Real Time Prince Blue. I know this was spur of the moment thing, but I appreciate y'all. I appreciate it so much. Thank you everybody that joined me for this episode. Yes, season 3 will be upon us, but of course, you know, you got to plan it out. You want it to be better than the last season. So when it's ready, trust me, I will give enough time to give you all the logistics and everything else. But until then, thank you, AJ. Thank you, Inked. Thank you, whole Trifecta family. Thank you, everybody. And please, with that last segment we just had, check on your people.
And if you need something, reach out.
If you need something,
Don't be
reach
afraid.
out.
Don't be afraid.
Trust me.
Facts.
It's just do it, because it's better when you're here.
Yes.
I don't care what you think. I don't care how logical you think. It's better off with you here.
All right.
So thank you, everybody. I will catch you later. I don't know, but I'll let you know when I'll see you. Thanks for watching.
Come through. Real time, real time, real time, real time, real time, real time, real time.